Okay, so here's the thing. I am almost 40, divorced and single mother, and I'm dating, and I'm using dating apps and not having much luck. And of course, according to me, it has a lot to do with the men. The men that are, present and available on the dating apps. Excuse me. So, I'm starting this channel to kind of serve, maybe as a guide, maybe just as a date with me. It depends on what you're here for. But from what I've experienced, a lot of men make just a few mistakes, and this is not meant to be any sort of male bashing video or a male bashing channel. I think there are a few things that men could tweak in order to be more successful on dating apps. So this is kind of like a guide to online dating. Perhaps, or, just date with me. I might need a guide. I don't know. We'll see. We'll work it out together. Let's figure it out. But while I do believe that a lot has to do with, probably some undiagnosed personality disorders that some of these men are displaying, I do believe that there are probably some actually good men that, could be a good partner or companion for somebody. It's just some things that they might need to tweak to become more successful, in things that have been, red flags or turnoffs for me that they could possibly get past and find love. I don't know. So take a journey with me, man. It's crazy. It's wild out here. I don't know. Well, I can pretty much assume it's a whole bunch of people out here in the world trying to date, man. And it's not easy at this age, because when I was younger, of course, you have time to go out. You're in college. You're meeting people in school. You're at the club with your friends. You're meeting people that way. You have all these activities, all of these different things that you do, where you just come in contact with other, people your age who are probably single and looking too. But at this age, obviously, it's so much more difficult because, I have kids. I work a full-time job. My day usually consists of work, pick the kids up from school, go home, cook a meal, do homework, get in bed, do it again. It's not a lot. It's not much at all of going out places where there's an opportunity to meet people. Why are you turning in my lane with me, psycho? Anyway, to meet people, I don't go to clubs. First of all, I'm almost 40. Why would I be in the club? Or bars or lounges or anything like that with any sort of frequency, because I have kids and most of my free time belongs to them. And most of the time when I'm out at events or doing something, I'm with them. And zero men have ever approached me when I was with my kids, and that's understandable, because that would be so weird. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be. It depends on the approach, I guess. I don't know what the context and the environment would have to be for that to feel okay. And then on top of that, how mentally drained you are when you get home from work, or, you know, dealing with kids or whatever it is that you do, you're mentally drained. I don't have time for somebody to WYD me all day. Like, that's not what I want to do. I don't want what you're doing all day. I'm doing the same thing I was doing yesterday. I went to work, I came home, I fed these kids, I'm about to clean up and go to bed. Like, it's childish. And so it's easy, I said all that to say it's easy to just not want to engage with somebody at the end of a long, draining day, or dealing with the circumstances of just being an adult and all that brings. It's easy to just not want to engage. But if we're being proactive, if we're making ourselves more interesting up front, right? And not the good morning, how you doing people all day. Actually talking about something. Dating can be a success. It can be a success for me, and it can be a success for you. So let's take this journey. Let's take this journey together. Now, obviously, I don't know why these clowns are driving so fast on this interstate. Many of these talks will probably be car chats. I don't know. I think a lot while I'm driving. So as things come to me, we'll just talk. This is just going to be us talking. And y'all feel free to talk back to me. Talk nice. Talk nice to me now. We'll have none of the foolishness. And we don't need any of it. It's unnecessary. I'm not here to bash you. Don't come bashing on me. But of course, I'm going to conceal my identity for my safety, as well as the identity of anybody that I might talk about or, you know, reference or anything like that. We're going to conceal everybody's identity just for safety and privacy purposes. I'm not going to reveal too much information because I want this to be authentic. I don't want anybody to, you know, recognize me and then the dating becomes a thing. It's authentic. I'm not going to play with anybody. I don't want anybody to play with me. So that's why my face is blurred. My face is going to be blurred. It's going to stay blurred. But that's okay. It's transparent still. Okay. I'm going to try to be transparent and vulnerable as much as I can. So that's that part. So like I said, let's just start with an introduction before we get down into the nitty gritty. I'm a 40-something, almost 40. I'm divorced. I was locked down and married for years and years and years. And I have kids. I am a healthcare professional. I live in the South. And what else can I say? What else do we need to know that'll make this whole thing make sense? I don't know. What else do y'all need to know about me? What else do y'all need to know? Do you think that any of that affects the dating? So what I'm looking for is a man that is seeking a woman only. Okay. That age range, I usually go about 37 to 50. I'm not opposed to dating older. However, I do want more kids, so that sometimes plays a part. A lot of older men don't want kids all the time. Yes, I was swerving a little bit out of my lane. Mind your business. That's all. Just mind your business. 37 to 50 right now. Currently, I'm on one dating app. which will remain nameless. I've done others that I didn't really find to be successful. It was just, I don't know, the pickings were slim. From what I hear in hindsight, one of the sites is supposedly has a reputation of being more hookup based. I don't know. I didn't hook up with anybody, and I mean, it doesn't advertise it that way on the app, so I didn't know anything about that, but perhaps maybe it's more hookup based. I didn't have any luck with it. It seems like the app that I'm on has a better quality of men. I hope that's not offensive when I say that. When I say that, I mean more professional men that tend to write more or be more descriptive in their bios, things like that. Men that seem to be more serious, or at least there's an option to say, you know, that they're looking for something short term or something like that. So the quality just seems to be better. Like I said, I am a healthcare professional, so the profession of a man does kind of play a part. What do y'all think about that? Weigh in, let me know something in the comments. Because I work a standard, you know, 9 to 5 hour-ish type job. For me, in my experience so far, I haven't had a lot of luck with men that work shift work. So that's one barrier. Let's talk about that, because if I'm working 9 to 5, but then somebody who I'm entertaining works an evening shift, like say they work, I don't know, they go to work at 6 and then get off at whatever, 6 in the evening, and then get off at whatever time people get off when they work at 6 in the evening, then when can we communicate? You're sleeping during the day while I'm at work, so you know, and I'm at work, so we can't really hold any sort of real conversation. We can just send little texts here and there. But then in the evening times when I'm free and at home, you're working, so we can't really talk then either. So just the level of engagement there hasn't been successful for me. And it's more difficult. The next barrier is that when you haven't really gotten to know anybody, to build up a real connection, the desire to actually try hard is not there. You know, we can't talk at night because you're at work. We can't talk during the day because I'm at work. Then it's just like, well, we just can't talk. You know what I mean? I don't know you enough. I don't like you enough to actually try to make it work. So let's just move on. So anyway, I said all that to say I typically have been looking for a more professional man with a more 9 to 5-ish daytime type job, not any sort of shift work where the hours change, you work overnight and you work evenings and things like that. That hasn't been a success for me. If it's been a success for any of you, holla at me, let me know. Let me know what that's all about, or how it's worked out, things that you found that have worked, things that you found that haven't worked. So yeah, I'm looking for that. I'm also eating popcorn while I'm driving. I am looking for a man who wants more kids. At this age, men are, you know, usually a little turned off by the idea. Now, what I will say is that women, single women who I know that I'm friends with, have a problem when men on the dating app say that they don't want kids. And I don't usually have a problem with it looking at it on the bio. Now, when I start talking to somebody, I will let them know that I want more kids, but a man saying on his bio that he doesn't want to have more kids or selecting that option is not typically a turn off for me, because I am under the belief that most men just put that because they're not out here just wishing and hoping and wanting and praying for more children. I think that most men are open to it, but they're not necessarily just vying, you know, for it or jumping behind the idea. So it doesn't typically bother me at first. Now, once we start talking, I will bring it up rather quickly because I don't want to waste my time. I do want more kids, and a lot more kids, you know, at that. So I will bring it up in the beginning just to kind of get a real gauge for how a man feels about having more kids or having kids at all. And if it's a no for him, you know, a hard pass, like a hard no, then it is going to be a no for me. But just up front off the bat, I think that most men just put that because it's an option. Oh no, I don't want more kids. What do y'all think? Men, I'm talking to the men out there who are on the dating apps, who have to select this option. Do you just put no, don't want kids, just because you're not in the desire for kids like women are, especially women my age, especially women who don't have kids? That's a huge thing for them. So I guess this is going to be tip number 1, or maybe I've given more tips earlier, I don't know. If you're open to kids, maybe just don't put anything, or put that you want kids, because a woman who's serious about having kids, that's going to be an immediate turn off. That's going to turn her away immediately to something that you could possibly be open to. So, you know, that's a possibility of just stopping a connection right there. It's hitting a brick wall, because a woman off the bat, especially a woman that's serious about having kids, especially a woman my age, I can't stress that enough. There are women my age with no kids, haven't been married, and it's like a now or never, do or die. I don't have time. I need to have a kid in the next year. Like, I don't have time to play. He needs to want it, and he needs to know that it's a thing that is going to happen. And if you're just kind of in the wind, oh, I don't know, I guess I don't want him, maybe I'll have him, that's not going to work for a woman like that. So be clear. Know for yourself what you want, so that you can express that clearly to someone and give them the option to take it or leave it, you know. And be clear with a woman who's telling you for sure that she wants kids and it's a non-negotiable for her. Don't be selfish and just hold on to her. You know what I mean? Just lead her on and waste her time. If you know that's not something you want, let that woman go find her baby daddy. Let her go find her fertile husband. Don't do that. That's not kind. That's not the way you treat people for your own selfish needs and wants. But I have made a stop. I need to get out. So let's take a pause for the cause, and I'll come back later. I'll call you back.